Alongside me, the Young Jamaican Trainer. Welcome back to the Strength No Weakness Podcast. On the left of me, I got my co-host, the legendary OG, Coach Gustus. Welcome.
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Man, we back at it again, man. I'm happy to be here with you, man, and I'm ready to go. We got some great things today, man. The producer really hooked us up today.
Oh, yes.
We got some good stuff today.
You already know. Guys, I'm telling you, these episodes are amazing. The Strength No Weakness Podcast is wonderful, and you can catch us. If you can't keep up with us, let me tell you something. There's no excuse. We're on all platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Music, Audible, and iHeartRadio. We're on all. Keep up with us, the Strength No Weakness Podcast. We got positivity on here. Yeah. Great topics.
Yes, it is, man.
So, Coach.
Let's get in. We always start off because I got to find out what goes on with you.
Exactly.
And you got to find out what's going on with me. We're both busy people.
Of course.
So we do a lot of stuff off this here podcast. So tell me, what's been happening with you, man? I know a lot of things are going on. I know you got games. I know you speaking, you writing a lot.
Oh, yes.
And this, I told you the last show we talked about, I wanted to get more into your music as well. So tonight we're gonna really have some treats. So how's everything? How's your folks doing? What's going on with you?
Everything's been amazing, actually. My writing skills, as you touched on, has been tremendous. I'm writing my own songs now, and big songs are coming and getting ready to be released. My folks are doing excellent. My dad, my brother, my mom, my other brother, we all doing wonderful, continuing to push every day, taking a step forward to our destination. And of course, keeping up with the podcast. I mean, this is just like, this is our show right here.
Yeah, man, every time I get on here, man, it's like us talking in a living room, which that's what it's supposed to be like.
You just
and we just keeping it real and so forth like that there. I think that with me, I've been very much involved. I got a chance to do a lot of thinking. I'm building the Hall of Fame Center, the New York City High School Basketball Hall of Fame Center, which is coming around real well. Getting a chance to meet with the chancellor of the schools, to talk to him about certain things that we could do to help improve our school, especially in the area of sports. So there's a lot of things that I'm doing. Still playing my ball, still getting out there doing exercise. Yes, that's a nice Jimmy. And also getting a chance to teach young people in the area of basketball as well, because it's so important for me. So I'm excited. I think that the more I learn, the more I earn.
There it is.
So
that's the motto.
It's the motto, man. So I look to learn a lot from you today.
Thank you.
To learn a lot from you. So this rewind stuff, we back.
We're back at it.
We're back because they like to go back, and I like taking you back as well. Watch your face when they show these rewinds, and we don't really know what they're gonna show.
Right.
So we get a chance to look at it for the very first time as well.
That is true.
Let's take a look.
Good morning to the world, man. Good morning. This workout is for all the kids who are supporting me to work out and have the growth and the strongness like me. So, this is a message from the real Jamaican Rastafari. And we're gonna drop down and give you guys 5 push-ups. Look how my butt are straight. And I'm not turn like this. Me straight.
Look at you.
Yo.
Down and up.
Oh, man.
Now, some say, we're gonna give me 10 more push-ups. Drop down and do it. Alright, I'll do it.
I'm telling myself
now
to do it.
No, you're telling the people.
1,
True.
2, 3,
Yeah.
4,
Good job.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, you didn't go down.
Now, we have a drill, and it's called squats. So we're gonna give you 10 squats, and it's with a weight bar. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yo,
5,
this is crazy.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this another drill.
Drill.
Behind your head. It's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that was something for all the kids out there. So you can be strong like me and be healthy. Do not eat no junk food out there because that will just mess up your body. Now listen to my directions and follow them step by step and closely. Look how your guts I have a 6-pack and you are strong like me. Bless up. Think that twice in your head.
Good.
Feel it out.
Look
Go
at him.
ahead, son. You got swag too. Man. Hey, let me.
Oh, man, Coach.
But listen, man. Let me tell you something.
Talk to me.
When you look at that, son, you gotta say to yourself, "Wow."
Wow, that's a wow moment.
That's a wow moment. And let me tell you, I mean, you are really, really talking to the folks, man. And this is your calling, man.
Right.
This is your calling. So how did you feel when you actually see this here again? Man?
It's amazing to see, a young Demarjay, how he's pushing and fighting, and not even pushing and fighting, but how he has a message for all his supporters out there, on what to do and what to do and how to do it. To build muscle, how he's breaking it down. You want to be strong like him, have a 6-pack, and he's actually, doing it too. So it's just amazing to see that, and to see the mistakes that I made here, how I'm speaking, and what I'm telling the audience out there, and to see me now, a big change, big difference. But one thing don't change on my motivation, how I'm also always inspiring kids and adults, to always go out there and push for what's yours, and different things like workouts, eating right.
When was this done?
Actually, Coach.
This
was after the viral video. The viral video that had 24 million views on it, that one. Mm-hmm. So that video came after that. But yeah, it's just amazing to see. You see that guy was a workout fiend.
So what would you say right now, at your age, to that little guy right there? Now, here you are now, you see this little guy doing this, and you are you now. What would you say to him right now?
Well, first off, anything that he said was all positive. So I would automatically gravitate to him. And I would also say, I'm proud of you, young man. I'm really proud of you. Because at your age, you are spreading positive messages that are touching different people. And they are actually receiving it. And from a young person like you, they actually respect it. And I would say, I'm proud of you. Keep up what you're doing.
And it looks like he would say to you, what? If he saw you right now.
If he saw me, he would tell me, yo, my youth, give me 10 push-ups. And I would have to listen to him and give him 10 push-ups. But it's just like, when I was younger, right? And I did the videos and stuff like that. And people would say, I would hear people, adults say, wow, he's so inspirational, motivational, and how they would gravitate to me. But now, as you get older, and you see, like, if I'm seeing a young kid come up and doing the same thing I'm doing, and I'm looking back, like, for instance, like, this is a young kid who's doing that, it makes me feel like, wow, I agree with those older people when they were telling me that, I'm proud of what you're doing. Like, this is, like, real. Like, a young kid out there is really motivating and, like, pushing people to do things out there, and especially in the fitness atmosphere. So it's really like, this kid is talented. This kid is going places.
And that's a now moment.
Yes, it's a now.
That's a now moment for him, right?
He's in the moment.
But look at that now moment and what it produced in the future.
Exactly.
Because you are the future right now.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And this is your history.
Exactly.
Right. But that's a now moment. Can you see how that works?
I
know the last time we talked about that, right?
Exactly.
And I was just letting you see, you got a chance to look at history, but that is a now moment. And he's creating it for the future, which is right now.
Exactly.
So we took both of those, which I'm sure they have technology and everything to do that, and put them together. I just could imagine, and like you, avatar or something like that, and you now with this kid, and he said, get down and do 10 push-ups, like he does. And it's amazing how he has the opportunity to talk to you.
And it's so cool to see that the young man has swagger. Look at him. He's just doing his thing out there. And look, he's so dedicated that he's in a sweater working out. I think it was around like November. It was cold around there. He got a sweater on, shorts on. He said, listen, nothing is going to stop me from working out. I respect you, man.
Well, this is a segment I want to hear from you because now we get all this. Let's put all the pretenders away. It's the music now.
It's the music.
We talk sports all the time, but I know you are a music lover.
That's right, Coach.
You really love music, man. So take us through this segment when we talk about music. What's going on with you in your music world that we need to get? And I'll share some of mine, but
Oh, I want to hear that.
Yeah, but mine, I want to hear yours because yours got a lot more substance to it for now.
Okay.
For the now moment, I'm going to take you back. In the
Right.
years.
Okay.
I need to hear some stuff from now.
This is the big tune segment, right? So we talking about music. And listen, I'm a big fan of music, Coach.
Really?
I write my own music. I got some big songs coming out soon that, I can't wait. People are going to be like, that's Demarjay on there?
Now, you can't talk to me just dropping something like that because
Right.
I'm around you a lot and I see where you're going. And
Right.
I hear some of your songs and I'm like, yo, that's hot. And one time you had me screaming. And, I listen to lyrics.
Right.
I'm into lyrics and you do a great storytelling, what's that? Yo, could you hit one of the songs? Just give me a couple of. It don't have to. I know you don't want to mess up your brand and everything. I know how young people think, but just give them a little bit, man, about this here.
I got you.
And the one I like.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 3 of them, but the one I like that's still in my head now. So don't be surprised if I join along with you.
Oh, perfect. I need you to go.
Oh, really?
Ready? Here we go. Na 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 na. Ooh. Na 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 na. She tryna play me like I'm crazy. I gave this girl my heart and she betrayed me. First she called me lazy, then she called me baby. Make up your mind, girl, is you tryna play me? But you better not defend her, cause that's her agenda. She finna use and abuse you just for that cheddar. But I know my worth is you gon' be with me or nah. I ain't no random kid who you gon' use for they clout. But this is what y'all do. Y'all pick and choose who y'all wanna use. But I'ma get in tune, cause I gave you my heart. Think you will respect it, but you showed your true colors. All you did was neglected, but I can never be broken. I'm one of those killers that move within the motion. And yeah, I'm specifically talking about being the shark or the ocean. Just won the lottery, time to cash in my token. Not in the right state of mind, so I'm coping. Praying she don't break my heart again, so now I'm hoping. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Look.
Wait. Come on, don't give it all away now.
You right, Coach.
Don't give it all, because I'm getting ready to throw down now. It's like, I love that song, man.
Thank you, Coach.
That's
I appreciate
nice,
it.
Man.
Yes.
So I know you're working. I know you're going to get in the studio and all that kind of
yes.
stuff to put the music, man. That's why you're the and guy.
And keep going.
And. Wow. So that song is great. And so who inspired you in the music industry?
Well, with me, I like to listen to many different rappers. I want to hear their style, what they talk about. So my genre opens up when it comes to music. I like to listen. But for the rappers and, artists that I really listen to mostly, I would definitely say Pop Smoke. That's number one right there.
Yeah, I know that.
Rod Wave.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Pop Smoke. Rod Wave, definitely, and a new rapper too, Young and Ace. So those
now
are...
this guy,
Rod Wave.
Yeah, Wave, right?
Yeah.
I heard some nasty stuff about him. I heard that he got a lot of lyrics in his stuff, man. What's some of his songs here? Because
man, he's different.
I know
I'm telling
you schooled me up on a lot of stuff. So,
right.
So I just want my folks to know that if you hear me talking about his music, because I'm willing to learn.
Right.
But some of the artists that they have are fantastic.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit
Including Rod Wave. Man, I'm telling you, when somebody hears you listening to Rod Wave, they're going to ask you this one question, and my young people can back me up on this. They're going to say, you in your bag. You got hurt emotions right now. And Rod Wave is like, man, I'm telling you, any song you put on a Rod Wave, it's just like, it's a hit.
And I heard some of the songs, I heard you singing them.
Yep.
And I looked at your face, and you just look like...
Yeah, you into it, like, it brings you...
crunching, man. I'm like...
Exactly.
What, you look like an old soul. I'm like, yeah, man, what is this guy? And yeah, so I get it, man. I get it, man.
Yep.
And then so you've been doing a lot of writing.
Yes, Coach.
And these guys have been inspiring you, and I
Right.
heard some of the stuff that you're doing, man.
And to be honest, my flow, I really get it from Drake. It's amazing to see how Drake can hop on any track, any song, and really just put his own style to it. Right. So I look at that and I'm saying, man, any song that I make, any song that I create, I look at Drake and I'm saying, man, he can go on any song. I'm telling you, Coach, and you listen, and he just came out with an album too. So any song, he makes it his own style, his own flow, melody, how he wants it to go. So I say, you know what? When I create my songs, I want them to be my own. I want to create it. I want to I took that from Drake, to definitely create my own masterpiece and make sure that the melody, the rhythm, is just how I want it to be. And it's just that's a plus.
That's beautiful too, man. And it is one thing to look at other artists and stuff.
Right.
Like when I got some old school, but the bottom line, old school, because remember I go way back. Way back.
Like the lean back.
Lean back.
Shout out Fat Joe. Shout out to Fat Joe, man. That's a hit right there.
I go way back, but people like Marvin Gaye and all of those guys were very good. I even moving up to Tupac and Biggie, I like Snoop in terms of his
Snoop
kind of stuff, and I love the lyrics that Jay-Z puts out, and he's kind of
lyricist right there.
So then of course I love singers, so definitely people like my favorite Whitney Houston, God bless her soul as well, and the rest of the guys, but James Brown, all the entertainers and so forth like that I came up with. But now I'm moving into this era, so I hear the music.
Right.
So I love to hear the lyrics of the music and so forth, And there's another song that you made that you're getting ready to put out there as well. It was a little love type thing,
It's called Secret Admirer.
Secret Admirer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was, man. That kind of blew my mind, man, because you 15 years old.
Right.
And the way you were singing it, man, I'm like, son, I'm here to rescue you. You understand? Because you look like you. Who is this? And so forth. Do you mind spitting a few bars on that?
On Secret Admirer, I got you.
Just a little bit.
When I'm on the road, I tend to get these thoughts. Ooh, will I ever lose you? I promise to be real and tell the truth. Just that one.
Wow.
Just that.
Man.
Oh, you want a little more?
Well, look.
You gotta wait for it to drop.
I understand that. So,
but I just want to say this. For me, writing my music, because a lot of people tend to ask me, what are you thinking about when you make your music? Because some people just can't believe that I'm actually writing my own music at 15. Because usually, people write it. But for me, I tend to go for memories. Things that happened in the past. You like what you said in the last episode. You can visit the past,
but don't take residence.
Exactly.
There you go.
So you go in there, I create a hit.
Yeah.
I create a hit, and all the songs that I've came up with are all true stories.
Yeah.
The love story, they're all true, because it's me expressing myself through music,
right.
And I feel like that is like a key thing, and that's what I love about music. You actually can really put your emotions out there, but through a song, and people really gravitate to it and can relate. And that's the best thing.
It seemed like you when you sing and you rap and you put all that together and you tell your stories.
Right.
They're very positive. You know, even though you may tell a story about your there's another, I ain't gonna mention the other song that you come out, but I like that one as well, where you talk about the way you came up.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But even the way you put that song out, it's not like so negative. It's like it's a sense of hope. It is a sense of we gonna make it.
Exactly.
You know, it's not like I'm in this here and I'm stuck in here, so I need to blow up people and stuff like that. It sounds like you really got no son. I'm serious, man, because you really got that look with, and you offering some solutions. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I like that.
Thank you, because when I tend to write my music, I make sure that I don't try to include nothing negative in it. You want to have a hit song, but make sure it's positive. But people want to hear what they can relate to. So if it's a love song, you make them relate to it, but you include your little struggles in there here and there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna keep it real, keep it real to you.
Exactly.
Not to everything. Now, there are some things that you see around you that you could tell a story about it. You know, and rather you going down the street and you see somebody that is sickly or hurting or stuff like that there, or somebody that is literally homeless, and you see people like that. I got a story I'm going to be talking about as we go about, and this is a story about young people like yourself going around and seeing somebody that's homeless, that's out there, somebody that needs something and so forth. And I know that you're that type of person as well.
Right.
But you get a chance to write your music. You get a chance to write stories. These people don't get that chance. And tell people your story. And
exactly.
I think it's great. And even this whole venture that you went through as you became a sensation on the internet and so forth, that was, everyone looks at that like, yeah, man, you got it going on. But there's a struggle with that, right?
Oh, definitely. Everybody
and expectations.
Right. Most definitely. Everybody thinks, how do you put it? Like, you have some type of status, everything's just easy, everything, and it's just it's the total opposite.
Let's get into that because you do have status,
right?
Because I could see that you have status, but what pressures does it add to you?
A lot of pressure, but guess what? I'm strength, no weakness. You got to live by that motto. I believe in it. And I know it's the absolute truth. So even through all pressure,
that's when the strength, no weakness.
That's when the strength comes out.
The spirit of it.
Exactly. I have this type of force. You know what I'm saying? That comes around me because of that strength, no weakness. And to be completely honest with you, I'm thankful and I'm blessed to be put around people who are positive in my life every day. Including my parents. Who are constantly telling me, listen, you can overcome anything that comes in your way. A lot of people fold based on their age and they have status. Sometimes kids tend to lose themselves based on, having the status, and then it's so much high expectations that they can't keep up with it. And that's why I always say I'm thankful because, the positive role models in my life are able to tell me each and every day that I'm built for this. I'm able to sustain the blows that, people are constantly, throwing at you, constant hate messages, constant, negativity in general. But that's why strength, no weakness is a part of me, and it's always going to be with me to overcome any obstacle that is in my way.
Yeah, and I know, and you got to understand your energy. So your energy is very important. And energy that you put out is going to be the energy that you get back. So those positive people that are coming to you, they're coming to you for a reason.
Exactly.
Because you're putting out so much positive energy, and you continue to do that because you'll start to attract the law of attraction.
Right.
What you put out and what you say to yourself as well.
Exactly. And I feel as if, when you're going through a struggle or going through adversity, going through hard times and stuff like that, people tend to break. You know, people tend to give up. But I always tell myself this every night, and nobody really knows this. I tell myself this every night before I go to bed. I said, even if I'm going through a dark road by myself, I know God is preparing. He's preparing the spotlight for me. He's setting it up how he wants it to be, because soon enough, he's going to welcome me to that stage. So all he wants me to do is have patience. And that's exactly what I tell myself every night before I go to bed. Demarjay, you have patience. You're going through a rough time, adversity. Be patient. God is setting the stage for you. And once you have that stage, you're going to have your moment. So I believe in that. And I tell myself this every night. Nobody knows this, but this is a secret to myself. But I'm sharing it on the podcast because I want you guys to know that this is a positive podcast. You know, this is where we share positive thoughts to each other. Have patience. You're going through a hard time, rough roads, you know, sustain the blows, and I promise you, sure enough, that your time will come and it's going to be one of the best moments ever.
I want to take the opportunity to give you a perspective, because everything is the way we see things.
Right.
So you said you have had gone into these dark moments, right? We were taught that dark moments are bad moments, when it actually isn't.
It isn't.
In fact,
Thank you, Coach.
everything that's great comes from out of the darkness,
Exactly.
including the light. All right? So when the sun goes down into the darkness, it's being rejuvenated, re-energized, and so forth. When at night, you going into the darkness, right?
Exactly.
You turn the lights off. If you go to your prayer table, even to talk to God, you going into where? Darkness. So it's so much great things, and we have to be not afraid to go into the darkness, because
Exactly.
that place is where you can find yourself. And I always say, man, when you happen to go into a dark place, please holler at the coach. I like to join you. I like to join that dark place, because in that dark place, there's so much jewels there.
Exactly.
We were all in a dark place when we were in the womb of our mothers.
Right.
And so forth.
Thank
We're
you.
in a dark place, right? And we were more safe than any place else.
Right.
You know, so we have to dispel a lot of myths and things that people say about things like a dark space, you know, and now, oh my God, I'm in a dark space. Yes, you're in a dark space because some great things about to happen to you.
Exactly, Coach.
You know
That's
what I'm
why
saying?
patience is the key.
And you got to be patient. Man, that's fantastic. I want to give that perspective, because when I hear that, it's just like, wow, man, you know, our young people need to know when you're in a dark place, there's a lot there. This is where you find diamonds. This is where you find minerals in a dark place.
Yes.
You
So
know?
people were, you know, the young kids are always told a dark place is a bad place, is this, that. No. Like Coach said, this is where you find yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is where you are able to, anything you're going through, you know, you're able to talk to yourself. Self-talk is very important as well. We want to let you guys know that self-motivation is key. It's key. But the main thing when you go into that dark place, it's all about patience, because the man above has an amazing plan for you, and he's just working on the details right now. So while you're going through that, he's just seeing if you're patient enough, because when it's time, you're going to live your moment. And this is why I'm so excited for this podcast, because we get to really, you know, throw jewels at the fans and really make them understand that, listen, not because people have, you know, celebrity status that, you know, it's all A's in life. People have their down moments where they have to come back. And we're just here to spread the light and show you guys that this is just a reality. This is life, you know? And I'm really super excited for this. This is why, you know, my podcast is my number one priority. I'm able to really, you know, talk to my fans one-on-one and let them know exactly what's going on. And you are able to, you know, teach me every day, give me new quotes, let me know different things, and also, you know, sharing some positive things with the fans as well.
And it's so important, man, because we got to, you know, and that's why when we did this intergenerational thing, you know, as I teach, I learn. As I learn, I teach. And the bottom line is I'm here to learn.
Exactly.
from you and your audience, but I'm also here to impart wisdom that is very important, you know.
Right.
And so we just kind of went there. But
We went there, but we had
have
to
go
because
we ain't phony. Because
Exactly.
the bottom line is like, yo, we keep it real on here, you know. So the bottom line is, if we feeling it,
exactly we got to
and
let it
and
out.
we know that this is something that has to go out to this. So so you see the producer.
Before I head to that question, Coach, I know you listen to, a lot of music, but I want to ask you, what lyrics in a song have stood out to you and like mean something to you? You share, and I'll share as well.
Oh, man, there's so many lyrics, man. You know, it's the song that Tupac made, "Dear Mama."
I've listened to that. My
Yeah,
ELA
yeah.
teacher actually made us listen to
Yeah,
that.
that's
that was,
imagine you listening to Tupac through the English teacher. That's really cool.
see?
But he really described really my mom, and so that song always touched me in terms of the way he put it together, so skillfully put it together and so forth. I think the most impactful song, three of the most impactful songs that I've heard was "A Change Is Gonna Come" by Sam Cooke. You know,
Okay.
it's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. See what I'm saying? That lyric, and then James Brown.
Oh, yes, it will.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
See, I'm
All
in
right.
there.
So yeah, there you go. You know, your dad is keeping you up on things.
Yeah.
All right, and then James Brown, "Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud."
Okay.
That was a moment where you could not call people black. I mean, it was the worst thing that anybody could ever call you because of all the stigmas that was attached to it. I mean, and could you imagine people were trying to escape being black, and then this guy comes up, and he comes up with this song, "Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud."
Right.
So that song really, really touched a guy. And then Marvin Gaye, "What's Going On," and he really started to tell a story.
Right.
So much so that they didn't allow him to put that song out because it was during the Vietnam War, and
Wow.
it was, all this stuff was going on. He was like asking a question, "What's going on?" And so those three songs really impacted my life.
And that is actually three good songs that you mentioned. And for me, I have three songs as well. The first one is actually I have four songs.
What would you
The first one is I've heard this song, and anytime I need to listen to it, I make sure I play it. It's I'm pretty sure it's called. It starts off, "God is there with you. You may not feel him, but you are not alone."
Right.
I love that song. I remember my grandma singing it to me, and but it's different when I hear it on YouTube. But her singing it is way better. But I prefer her to sing it to me. But if I need to listen to it, I make sure I go to YouTube and grab it real quick.
I love the lyrics. I
one.
like the title of that and everything.
Yep.
Because one thing I always tell you, you may be lonely, but you're never alone.
Exactly.
You know, and that's in your belief system. That's a beautiful song.
Yep. And then the next one is "My God is Awesome." He can move mountains.
What is "My God
is awesome. He can move mountains. Keep me in the valley.
All right, so
hide me from the rain.
Wow, that's beautiful, man.
Hey, listen.
But so that song, what is it about that song that moves you so much?
Well, first off, I gotta give a shout out to my grandma,
Grandma.
Grandma Sterling, Grandma Shirley. Shout out to you guys. But that one, so "My God is Awesome." And like I was saying, it ties back up to when you're in that dark place, right? And I hit the table again, I'm sorry. When you're in that dark place, but you have to be patient. And I know that God is creating the stage. And I'm always saying, my God is awesome. My God believes in my talent. My God believes in who I am as a person. And we know God is great. God is awesome. So that song is just perfect. And it's us praising him every day of how amazing he is and how, wonderful he is, of how he puts blessings in our life and, amazing people such as my family. So you always, anytime I get the chance, I make sure that, God knows, and that God knows that I'm acknowledging Him of how awesome He is.
Yeah, you show a level of being grateful.
Right.
Yeah.
My third song is that song is by Young and Ace. I actually mentioned him as one of my favorite rappers. It's called Nobody Left Behind. He talks about how the people who came up with him, he makes sure that when he makes it, that they are not left behind. And one of his lyrics says, I'd rather get money with the people I love than sit there and brag to them about it. I want you to hold your own weight, even know that I got you. And I don't want nothing in return. That's not why I'm doing it. One team, one goal with the dream I'm pursuing. So if you listen to it, the loved ones, when he comes up, he wants them to come up with him. He'd rather get money with the people he loved than sit there and brag to. You know what it is to brag to people who've been there with you. You know, your loved ones who really care for you, brag to them about you got this, you got that. And instead of helping them find a way to actually rise up with you, get to the point where you're at, you know, make sure that they have food on the table or something like that. Brag to them about it. He wants you to hold your own weight. Hold your own weight. Go through what you're going through, but make sure you hold your ground, even though he got you. If you need anything, he's right there, but he wants you to go through it and make sure that you know that I'm able to go through this. And that's why when I hear that, I'm like, man, that lyric right there is the truth.
And it's so important for you to, and that's a great, I could see that with your SNW crew and the folks that you're trying to, but it's also very important for those people to be prepared as they see you moving. Don't sit and watch.
Right, move with me.
Because one thing about it, if somebody's drowning and you jump in the pool to save them and they fighting you, what should you do? Think about that. You're in the pool, they ain't drowning, and you jump in to save them, and they fighting you. Get off of me! I can't get her. And what should you do? If you did that for 5 or 10 minutes, trying to get them out, and they drowning, what should you do? Really tough, right? Mm-hmm. Actually, you have to let them go. You have to let them go. Sad as it may sound, and maybe call somebody else. Because why? Because that drowning person can take you with them.
Right.
And that's where you have to learn, that's where your wisdom and everything has to come. And the people around you help Makes you sense. Out with that, son, because you want to help everybody, but what happens is sometimes they're not ready.
Exactly.
Even while they're drowning.
Go up with you. Mm-hmm.
They're not ready. And so you have to, LeBron did a great job with that. Again, that's why I love this young man, because what did he do? He prepared everybody. He told the guys, look, for 3 years I'm going with these agents, but y'all got 3 years to get y'all stuff up to par, so that now when we're going to drop them and we coming in and we getting ready to do our own thing.
And that's respect right there.
That's respect.
Yes. Yeah, that's to show how loyal he was to his friends, and how he dedicated and said, you know what, I'm going to go with these guys, and actually, you know,
but he told them to do something, though.
Right. They went to school and got the education.
They got the education, or they learned the skills and say, like, yo, guys, this is about to happen. We coming out of high school. I'm about to get paid.
Right.
I'm getting paid. You can get paid, because all these things around me that people do for me, we could change up.
Exactly. Which leads into my fourth and last song with the lyrics. And this actually, you know, relates to me, and it goes like this: how I go so hard and they still discredit my talent. Let's take a moment to really how I go so hard and they still discredit my talent.
Now, so when we say they, who are they?
The haters.
The haters.
The dream stealers.
Mm-hmm. And to you, how do you handle haters and dream stealers?
My defense mechanism, strength and weakness, believing in myself. And like I said, being around amazing people who can every day tell you that you are an amazing human being. Instilling that confidence in you, having a smile on your face. I want to give you an example. Like one day, a basketball game didn't go my way. I wasn't able to do what I wanted. The next morning, I had a game. I had an early game. My dad came out the room, gave me a big hug, told me that anything I go through, he's right there with me. And as a young kid, I'm like, man, you don't know how that feels to have, somebody there with you every day that believes in you, and understands your pain here and there, but can actually say that they're going to go through it with you, I didn't want to tear in front of him, but I was I felt it, I was moved by it. And I can't wait to the, roles reverse where I'm in the driver's seat and I'm able to provide for him and my mom as well. My mom is a hard worker. And when I say hard, many people say hard worker, but I mean, she's the definition of what hard work look like, because she is just non-stop. The things that she do is just amazing. And I feel like my parents should never be in the race of talking about being the parents of the year, parents of the month, parents of the day. They're the best parents this world has ever seen with the things that they do. The best parents that this world has ever came across with the things that they do, the sacrifices that they make. I'm telling you, I don't think my dad has ever been out in like almost, 4 or 5 years, maybe longer than that. My mom either, because they spend so much time with us. We move as one unit, make sure everything is done as a family, and that's what I respect. And it us as young men, me, Jape, or Jamal, we all look at it as this is great and amazing parents. Parents that don't have you out late night in the street, just doing anything, throwing your life away. Have you at home, safe and sound. Parents looking out for you every day. Parents sacrificing to make sure that your life is better. Parents making sure food is on the table. Parents making sure you're under a roof. And this is 365 days. This is every day that I have amazing parents that need to be acknowledged and known that what they do is not, never goes unseen. And we really appreciate that. We love them so much. And the brothers, we really talk about it. We really say we can't wait to the roles are reversed where we are able to, put my parents in a great situation where I'm able to look out for my parents. And I'm really just thankful that God has, really done that for me. And I wish, and I'm thankful that I don't have other parents but the parents that I have today. So I want to thank you guys, and I love you guys so much.
That's beautiful. And I really, when you think about it, that is the motto, hopefully, that all of your fans and so forth that don't have that.
Right.
So a lot of times, young people that don't have a mother and a father right there with them,
right
there in the trenches, and give that hug.
Right.
And this is why I tell my generation, that's what you just said, a hug. All it took is a hug.
Right.
A hug, man. Give the kids a hug. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
And and it ain't like you do everything right.
Right.
Because I've seen your dad have to discipline you and so forth, So we want everybody to know that there's a balance there.
Right.
But when a hug is needed, a hug is needed. And
that's right.
We kind of have a thing that we don't understand. And this is why I tell educators, teachers, all of them, that you have, and then they got all these messed up rules that teacher can't hug a student. They don't want the teacher to touch a student. I say, how you educate somebody and you don't touch them? You don't touch them because we are being moved by, and there's that one teacher that touched me, that gave me a hug when I was a kid. And I had my mother and father like you have. I lost my mother when I was 9 years old.
Sorry to hear that, Coach.
And that was a tough time.
Right.
So where do I go? I ain't got no mother. My father, I don't know where he is. It was that teacher when I was acting up in the 5th and 6th grade because I needed attention. And that one teacher just embraced me and hugged me. That hug that you got from your dad, that food, that meal that you got from your mother,
right.
I was getting it from teachers like that there. And that's what is stuck in my mind. So everyone have their own experiences and everybody grow up differently. That's the reason why you always see me with young people. I give them a nice little hug because that's what they need.
Right.
And you just definitely broke it down to a way. That's why you need to speak on behalf of those young people that don't get a chance to speak.
Right.
And that's why I love this podcast, because it really gives my generation that watch this, and I've heard them already on some of the episodes, and they're saying, yo, you know what? That young guy there, man, he got an old soul. I said, yeah, he has wisdom, but one reason is because he sticks under his parents and his moms and his grandma.
Right.
He just gave you a sweet grandma, gave you stuff.
Yep.
That's where it goes. You know, that's where you get all of this wisdom, and now you are called to step out there and send this message that you just sent.
Right.
And that is so powerful. So I want to commend you, man, because you took us there. You took us
Thank
to
you.
a space.
Right, of course.
And, you know, everybody don't have their mother and father there. And even the ones that there, they got to stop this so much negative stuff about their kids. These kids today.
Right.
These kids today, what? What about them? My generation. Take a look at this young man. He just told you. This is what we're talking about when it comes to our young people. They need to hear, they need the love, they need the respect that they're looking to get. They're on a journey. How dare us tell them that their future does not look bright? How dare them tell us that, hey, things going on around and they're just not going to make it. I don't know what this world is going to look like. Just remember when we were growing up. Remember when we changed the music. Remember when we started to move in the fashion. They said the same thing about us. Now we are here with these young people. These kids need support, so don't turn your back on them. When you see them in the streets, give them a smile. They want to smile. Oh, these little kids, they don't talk to you. I don't have that problem. I walk down the street, I talk to kids all the time. This is why this podcast is here. This is why I'm excited about this. Because I want you to hear from the mouth of the babe. You folks that go to church and you do all that, you say, well, from out of the mouth of the babe, well, here he is. And there's more like him. And I want to bring them on the show because it's so important for us to hear what they say. That's all they're asking. If we want them to listen to us, then we got to hear them. And that's what his parents does. So I just wanted to take the time. I'm sorry, I don't want to say something.
Man, Coach, it was
My bad.
It was amazing seeing you just go off right now, man. It
you,
brought a smile.
You touched my heart, man.
It brought a smile.
You touched my heart. You talked about you had a tear for your dad.
I did.
I wanted to have one right now.
Right.
But I'm a man up. But no,
Coach.
but no, man, you just took us here, and I know our producers behind the stage. And you're like, you over there, coach. But I have a story I want to share with you.
Okay, I want to hear it.
Because there's some good news about our young people. And I want to just take the time to look at this story since we're talking and doing this here. And this is a story, and this is a nice little segment because we always hear the negative things that's going on in the world. Nobody gives attention to the positive. Exactly. And in fact, everybody may even turn this thing off because I'm getting ready to tell them a positive story. Or they're going to look at us because, oh, you know what? They don't have no controversy on this
exactly.
Show.
And people want, and that's what it is. Sometimes, the negative people come on here and they're looking for us to bash other people. They're looking for us to come up with controversial statements. They're looking for us to just say the most random and negative things. But that's not the people who we are. We are here to spread positive messages. But for the haters out there who kind of tuned in right now, you're free to go because we're about to tell you a great story about amazing people that need to be shared to other positive people to let them know that in this world we do have positive people out there who actually do amazing things like the people that we're about to talk about. Look, we have a 40-year mom of 3 who becomes the first female Olympian to finish a triathlon in under 8 hours. Wow. Positive people right there that needs to be heard about. Right. Who are you talking about?
Mine, I got a 5-year-old that donates everything he has, 30 cents, to a homeless man.
Wow.
Teaching his father a lesson. Teaching his father. He took his last 30 cents and put it in the hands of a homeless person.
And you know what's so crazy? Hearing that makes me think, every time I see somebody less fortunate out on the street, I make sure if I have a water, if I have some crackers, even if I have one side of a sandwich that I haven't even touched,
right,
and I see that person, I'm like, man, I got to give them something. I don't know what their day has been like. I don't even know how's life been for them, and I know it's struggling for them. So anything I have, I make sure I want to give it to them because it makes me feel good. I don't care about it may come back around to me. I'm not worrying about that. I make sure that whatever I have, I want to give it to you because it just hurts my heart to see you in a position like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how people really, disrespect people like that. They were once where you were at and, maybe something went wrong for them and now they're in that position. But all we can do is try to give them advice and support and anything we have, I try to give it to them. So hear that a 5-year-old.
Yeah, so let me just read the story because I want you because it's, and I could see you as a little 5-year-old just saying, so we have to just make this happen.
Oh, let me hear it, Coach.
Okay, so this guy name is Gustus Smith.
Oh, wow, he's a Smith.
Yeah, he's a Smith. He's
The
5
Smith,
years
man.
old. He was coming back from the dentist when he saw a homeless person on the street, and he stopped. Smith said on Facebook that he told him that he stopped, and he said the man needed some money, but he didn't have any cash. His son, Justin, Justin noticed the man as well. And what he happened to do, uncoached, he didn't ask his dad or anything like that. He took 30 cents because his father, everyone has these cards.
Right.
So you don't got no money to give people sometimes cash.
Exactly.
We come in a cashless society. So he decided to take 30 cents out of his pocket. That could get him the icy, the cream, everything what he wanted to get.
Right.
And he gives it to this man. And he puts it there. It almost as if he heard thoughts and responded to it loud in his own mind, he said.
Wow.
Then he says, I was more happy he wanted to do this with joy. It means he's been watching. Watching is very important. So he watched his dad. Sometimes it's not always what you say to your child, it's what you do. You see? So we busy trying to demand you to do something. What about commanding? Commanding is when I carry myself a certain way and you're just watching your dad. I guarantee you when you drive your car eventually, your hands are going to be on the wheel just like your dad.
And you know what's so funny? This is crazy. Me and my brothers, we play car games. And we always saying, what driver we want to be like, Yeah. And I always say, I'm driving like Dad.
There you go.
I'm driving like him. And we like, man, we may think our judgment on a parking may be small, but my dad is like, nah, I could fit in there. And he makes sure he gets in there without touching no cars.
Right.
So we like, we want to follow what he do. He's a positive role model. So we're like, I want to drive like Dad. My brother's like, we want to drive like Mom, but the only thing is, we're not gonna be too nervous driving like Mom.
Well,
but we there though.
Listen, you just got some real estate. Don't take it away. She loving you right about now. You gonna get all the food right about now. But you start talking about her driving, please, man.
Oh, man.
All right. So, and this is so great because he says, I was more happy that he did it with joy. And I think when you give with joy, it's very. He said, but honestly, I was hesitant. I didn't want to give this man who clearly needed all the help he could get just 30 cents. My own pride and thoughts of homeless individuals, unknown reaction to receiving just 2 coins was standing in my way. And then I thought to myself, dude, get over it. This is what I've been teaching him for so long. And I want to get back to that little piece there because the word says you reap what you sow, not where. See, it didn't say where you sow, it said what. So you're going to get back what you get, but it's not necessary where you sold it at. See, you looking to try to sold. No, let me sold in Coach Gustus because I know she got some cash somewhere. He could give me back. No, it ain't about that, son. It's about you reap what it is.
Exactly.
That 30 cents, which is the last of yours, is more than someone giving $1 million and they're a billionaire. Because that's the last of yours. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you're going to reap what you sowed, and what you sowed was everything, so you're going to receive everything. And it ain't going to come from that old guy.
Right.
Don't let me start breaking it down. So
No,
you know how
you the mastermind.
right?
We want to hear it.
And then I love this piece where he said, "Thank God I quickly snapped out of my foolishness." He then rolled down the window and said, "I'm sorry, man. I don't have any cash on me, but my son back there wants to give you everything he has right now. He just turned 5.
Wow.
And he said, and my God, the smile that man's face lit up in the intersection. And he said to Justin, "God bless you, little man. Thank you so much."
That's what's up.
The only thing that matched that brightness of the stranger's smile after the moment was over was the bigger smile on my baby boy's face. So powerful. Our little boy, without even realizing it, reminded me once again by his action that it's always about the heart. It doesn't matter how much you have, how little you have, giving in love and sincerity will often bless others more than we think. That was very powerful.
That was crazy, right? And he just turned 5.
And he just turned 5. So he made his son made the dad very proud of him, which that's what we're seeking to do. And what about your story? Because I like these stories because sometimes we got to take the time to tell stories. And hopefully some of your fans will send us some stories so we can read their story.
Right. And we need to take the time, too, to acknowledge, some of these positive people. Over here, this is what it says. A 40-year-old mom has entered the history books by becoming the first female Olympian ever to complete a full triathlon in under 8 hours, smashing the world record by over 40 minutes. Two-time Olympian Nicola Spurge crossed the finish line in Germany in an astonishing 7 hours, 34 minutes, and 19 seconds. She accomplished the feat despite earlier this year breaking 3 ribs, fracturing her collarbone, and puncturing a lunge in a cycling accident that almost ended her career. She recovered.
Hold on a second. Let's stop right there because I don't want us to walk away with that.
You heard that?
Yeah.
It said,
come on.
Despite earlier this year breaking 3 ribs, Coach, not only that, fracturing her collarbone and puncturing a lung.
That's a strength, no weakness type situation. You can't even front with that. That's some great stuff, man.
She went through an accident and we haven't even heard, but we know she pulled through it and did something special.
Man. Go ahead, man. I want to hear this. Is a great story, man.
Here we go. She recovered and went on to fulfill her lifelong triathlon ambition on the cusp of ending her 20-plus years of international competition and retiring from the sport this year. The unique Phoenix Sub-8 project race in Germany on June 5th was organized specifically to pit 2 of the world's greatest female triathlons against each other in a challenge to break the 8-hour barrier. Both athletes broke the decade-long world record for women of 8 hours, 18 minutes, 13 seconds. Not only did Nicola smash her personal record of 9 hours, 14 minutes, and 7 seconds, the 7-time European champion crossed the line in an epic 7 hours, 34 minutes, 19 seconds, 3 minutes after Ironman champion and non-Olympian Kate Matthews, a British Army captain. Hold on. Beyond winning 70.3 Ironman titles and being on the podium at each half Ironman race she has ever entered, she has also managed to become a lawyer and study. Nicola also organizes the Kids Cup races for children throughout Switzerland, raising monies to deliver to other kids for more access to sports. Now, Nicola we got to give her a round of applause. Shout out to Nicola. If you ever hear this, you know that you are featured on the Strength and Weakness podcast for amazing work like that. Look, even with all her accolades of her, winning 7 times the 70.3 Ironman titles. Look at her. It didn't go over her head or anything. She didn't get, big-headed. Look what she did. She organized kid races, something that she pursued when she was younger, or maybe she didn't have it and she's giving back now. Now she's in a position where she's able to, put little kids, where they want to be at and organize races for them, including raising money to deliver for other kids and have access for them to play sports.
So one of the things that we got to really tell folks in this story recognize.
Right.
It remind me of how bamboo is grown. You plant the seed, and it's growing down before it grows up.
Exactly. It's organizing its roots before it shoots up.
And it's getting prepared because the deeper it grows down into the ground, the higher the tree can form, because you don't want it to, storms come in life.
Oh, yeah.
Storms in life is going to come. But this is a perfect example. So our young people, when they're out there,
right,
the key to them is, look, I'm going to have these storms, but I'm also understanding that I am growing.
Right.
And you may not see it on the surface yet, but trust me, by the time I get ready to make some moves, even those things that took place here, remember, a setback is a setup for a comeback.
We already know.
You know what I'm saying? So she had some setbacks. That was a setup for her to come back.
Exactly.
And this is an amazing story. Glad you was able to share that with us.
Yep. Her setback of her breaking 3 ribs, fracturing her collarbone, and puncturing a lung in a cycling accident that almost ended her career, which made her go along to win 70.3 Ironman titles.
Man, that's crazy, man.
That's what you call a comeback there.
That's a strength, no weakness. See, when you talk about strength, no weakness, you got to make sure, and I see you do it,
right.
But when you talk about it, what I got and what got me inspired by your family and everybody is that strength, no weakness spirit.
Right.
The spirit of it.
It's in there.
Bottom line, that to me, that was very important to me, because I got the chance to see it in action. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you guys, when you get these stories like this here, and we got so many stories like that, I hope that we could get a chance to show many of those stories.
Yes.
In this podcast, so that we can get it.
Most definitely.
What I like for you to do, we got to, this talk that we have and this podcast that we have is on all the different networks that they have,
Of course. We're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, as well as Audible and iHeartRadio. We on all where you can catch us and keep up with our daily positivity with our podcast. But before we even wrap up this episode, and I'll wrap up this, I want to address the fan questions, because, the fans come to me with different questions here or there, and I want to make sure that I'm a source of, answers for their questions. So the first one is from Leasia J. She says, how far do you want to go with basketball? Do you want to go to the NBA, or is it something that you just love to do for now? It's a great question. But as a baller, it's not just, a temporary thing. It's a lifelong thing. I want to make it to the NBA. I want to be able to provide, for my family and stuff like that. So this is not just me loving it for now and finding interest in playing basketball just for the moment. This is, a dream of mine to make it in the NBA. My dream is to see all 3 brothers in the NBA fulfilling our dream, going up against each other, or even, teaming up one day. And people don't know that, that's the A goal. We always have a backup goal. And the B goal is, I want to be a coach in the NBA. If that don't work out, but we're pursuing, I'm going to the NBA. I'll be a coach, be coaching my brothers in the NBA. That sounds like a plan too. But to answer your question, Leasia, definitely want to go far with this, make it to the NBA, and just fulfill one of my dreams.
So what do you say to people that says that out of the NCAA basketball players, even out of Division I, only a percentage of 1% is going to make it in the NBA. So think about this here. So we have dreams,
right?
And we all have dreams. So the bridge between dreams and reality is discipline.
And if I'm not mistaken, which I know I'm not, I'm pretty sure I went over this in the 21 days because I remember giving my speech about the bridge.
Yeah.
You got one side, which is the dreams, and the next side is the reality. But in the middle of you crossing is discipline. You got to be disciplined enough to get to make it a reality.
Yeah.
You see, you can dream about it. It's all good. It's fun to dream about it. But you got to be disciplined enough to put in the work to make your dreams turn into a reality.
Yes.
From getting to one side of the bridge. You're entering the bridge because you had the dreams, but now you got to ride out the storm of being disciplined enough to, actually push yourself every day, motivate yourself to let yourself know that I'm going to accomplish this goal. And by the time you get there, you'll notice, I just crossed the whole bridge. It's a reality now.
Yeah.
I made it, but the job is not done also when you made it. You got to keep on going.
So it's great to hear that there because you guys, I see you got that dream and so
Right.
forth and to me, and I want you to understand this, if you make it to NBA, and I've been around a lot of basketball players, you think about it, in my 48 years coaching, I had
You're what?
48 years.
Say it again?
Coaching basketball. 48, son. 48.
48 guys.
So think about it, though. I had a total of 4 basketball players that played in the NBA out of those years. And I had 1 referee, and the rest of them played pro other places. So when you say NBA, you should be saying professional basketball.
Right.
Because professional basketball has changed tremendously.
Exactly.
It's all over. And the other thing is, for somebody like you, I definitely see you impacting your family life
Right.
now, in this moment.
Exactly. In and now.
And all the things that you're doing. Because who knows, man, you might be trying to get this NBA thing and one of your songs, boom. Your speaking engagements, boom. Mm-hmm. All the ends that you have on can make it happen. But at least you're doing it. And have fun with this journey.
Exactly.
Keep it going and so forth. And just remember that you're doing this for yourself.
Right.
And everyone could be blessed by what you do,
Exactly.
But it's great. So again, and let's get the other person because they also have. I want to make sure that you don't miss that other question that they have.
Right. And the last final questions for our fan question segment is from Brandon M. He says, Demarjay, what tips would you give someone like me who's trying to become an influencer like you? Right now, I have almost 700 subscribers on my channel. How do I get to 600,000 subscribers like you? Well, Brandon, so the tips I would give someone like you who's trying to become an influencer, number one is whatever you're trying to, become an influencer at, make sure you're the best influencer where people are going to actually, look up to you and you put yourself in a position where you're a role model, where automatically people look up to you and, want to do the things that you're doing. For me, it was motivation and working out. And that's, people come to me every day. I see videos of kids emulating me on how I speak, how I do the push-ups, if I do the cinder block. So what I would say is you want to become an influencer. You're just, whatever you're trying to influence at, be the best influencer. And to answer your second part of the question, you said you have almost 700 subscribers on your channel and you want to get to where I'm at, 600,000 subscribers. And trust me, Brandon, it's going to happen. It's going to happen once people notice that you are true, you are the real deal, that you are influencing people in the right way, the right fashion. There's no shame being thrown. There's no bashing. In a matter of time, you're going to see your channel grow up to those numbers. And most importantly, you got to post the content that, people want to see. If you are a gamer and people look up to you, if you're a fitness guru and people look up to you, if you're a baller and people look up to you, you got to post those content for people to see that. That's where you draw fan interaction. That's where you grow the views. That's where you grow, the people who subscribe. And then they go tell a friend and that friend go tell a friend. And you notice in no time that your channel is reaching new numbers. So I would just say stick to it, grind hard, don't give up. Post the content that people want to see. Make sure you're a positive role model, positive person where people can always talk highly about you. And I feel like in no time I'm going to hear about you, Brandon, and you're going to be one of the popping YouTubers.
And one of the things I want to share with Brandon is to let him know also that it's so important for you to don't be so interested in counting the number of people. Make the number of people count.
Right.
So you are an influencer now with your 700. That number of people that you have, make them count.
Right.
Make them count by showing that you care. Make them count showing that you're consistent. And make them count showing that you are committed to them.
Exactly.
So rather it's 700, if it's 400, if it's 40.
If it's one.
If it's one. You make that person count. Once we don't count people, we make people count.
Man,
you know?
I really love this podcast. And I swear, man, I'm glad I'm doing this podcast for you, Coach.
Man.
I'm really truly blessed to have you as my co-host, as my coach, as a person who is, wonderful. And I don't get to tell you this all the time, but I always talk highly about you when I'm home. I said, Dad, you don't know how proud I am and how happy I am to do this podcast with Coach Gustus. The person that he is, it's just when I'm around you, my energy just comes up. If it's anything we do, I don't worry about what the task may be ahead of us. I just know once Coach Gustus is involved, I know the energy is going to be there. Our chemistry, we're going to knock anything we have in front of us. So it's just amazing to have, a coach known who's been doing this for 48 years, share life, life goals, life experiences, and share them with a young kid like me growing up and for everybody out there. And then to be right here next to me, going through these podcasts, knocking them out, man, it's a blessing to have the one and only original gentleman, Coach Gustus, along. But guys, I want to wrap up this episode. It's been amazing. We touched so many different topics. We went through so many different things, but it was all worth it because we want to let you know that it's reality. You got to share the people who are there with you, the people who love you, the people who are going to be there with you, and the people who's been there with you, you got to remember. So that's just, what I want to share. But man, this podcast, I'm loving it. We just giving them banger after banger, but it's just, it's just what it is.
I know we hate to leave our fans and the folks that are listening to us, but my brother, my son, I see you.
It's been real, guys. We'll see you in the next episode from the Young Jamaican Trainer and Coach Gustus. Salute. We love you guys. Have a blessed day. And make sure you tune into this episode. Bye-bye.